Hello everyone, it's Research Class for Newbies again. Welcome back to this channel. In this video, we shall be talking about references. References come, or let me say, references often come as the last section of our work. Okay, before we go back there, let me quickly call our attention to this. In our previous video, we talked about citation, right? Okay, so citation is not complete without references. And citation, or let me say references rather, is the twin sister of citation. Yes, this is because without citation, our references is not complete. We established one fact about references in our previous video, about citation rather, in our previous video, that citation is one of the ways we stay clear of the use of plagiarism, by giving credence to the authors that we use their work in the body of our homework too, by including their name in a particular statement that says similar to what they say. Okay, so this is not complete without we referencing them. Our citation is not complete without referencing them. And that's the reason why we are making this video, because together they are one of the ways through which we can stay clear of plagiarism. If we cite them and we do not reference them, it can still be said that we've plagiarized their work. So citation goes hand in hand with references, is quite important. All right, so let me go back to what I was trying to say at the beginning of this video. If you can recall, in our previous video, precisely the one we made December last year, where we talk about the structure of a research project, we said research projects consist of abstracts, right? Chapter 1 to 5. And then after chapter 5, we have references. So references is that section of either research projects writing, either you are writing for your undergraduate course, you're writing for your PhD, you're writing for your MSc, dissertation, thesis, whatsoever you call them. Okay, it often comes last, including your journal article too. Okay, so it often comes last. One beautiful thing about references is that it contains more information than what we have in our in-text citation. Now, let's take for instance, you wrote a very beautiful piece, like a work that you published, and somebody saw your work online, and it was quite interesting. I was reading through your work, and then that person saw a particular statement in a particular paragraph that you wrote, and then you put a citation there, and it was like, wow, this is fascinating. Let me learn more about this thing. One of the way that person can learn more about that thing through the author that you cited in that particular paragraph in your work is by looking up on the information of that particular author online, and in regarding to the particular publication that the author wrote. But that will be difficult for that person to do if the name of that author only appears in your citation without appearing in the section of your references. Okay, so in your citation, what we put there is just the name of the authors and the year. But references contains more information about the work of that author. Okay, it contains a lot of information about the work of that author that could make it easy, or let me say easier, for anyone that come across that work to look up on that information about that particular journal article, information about that particular author online. Okay, so that's the reason why I said that references and citation are twin sisters. They come hand in hand. So whenever we are writing our work, we get information, we get ideas online through different kind of source. We have, number one, the journal article source. That's what we have here. We have the journal article source. We have the textbook source. We also have the online source. So the journal article source, often online, yes. The textbook source could be e-textbook. We have e-textbooks online. It could also be your normal traditional textbook that is being in print, that is sitting beautifully on your bookshelf in your room or in your library or in your school. You understand? Okay, and then we also have online sources too. The online sources could be newspaper, it could be blog posts, it could be from the site of a company, it could be from anywhere. And all these sources have they have their own peculiarities, the kind of ways through which you can cite and reference them. So we shall be talking about this briefly. It's going to be a brief rundown. The reason why is because, you see, the issue of referencing and citation is deep, but every one of us, usually, whatsoever the pieces we are putting together, these three sources are quite important through which we get our information or our idea on whatsoever we want to write on. Okay, so that's the reason why we are going to do a quick rundown. I'm not going to do an in-depth video. It's in our subsequent video, we shall be doing an in-depth video on the issue of references. Okay, but I am not promising that it's going to come immediately after this particular video. I made this particular video because it is not complete, or let me say our video on citation will not be complete without following suit with videos on references, because after citing it is important, very, very crucial for us to reference, and it is important for us to know how to do that. All right, so let's quickly go back on how to do that. Yes, let's talk about the characteristics of references. These characteristics of references I talk about, recall that I said that references consist of more information about a particular author. Oh, let me also say that these characteristics of references also the characteristics of a journal article. We are going to talk about that. So these characteristics, we have name, initials, year, title, journal source, volume, issues, pages, and DOI, the digital identifier number. Okay, so let's start with every article as a name. They have surname, they have first name, they have middle name, they have last name. Okay, every article has initials. This initials is made up of their first name, middle name, and most of the time last name too, because some authors include that. So we also have the year, the title, the year of publication, the title or topic, anyone that is convenient for you. Then the journal source. The journal source is that journal that published that particular article. Then those journal sources often have what we call volume, yes, issues, pages, and DOI. The DOI is called digital identifier number, and this DOI makes it easier for anybody to look up or on particular article online. So if you see a particular citation and you want to look up the work online, instead of writing the name and the title online to search for that particular work, just copy the DOI number, and once you do that, it's going to pop up that exact article. Exactly the article is going to pop it up. All right, let me show you this information and how to put these pieces together while referencing our work. All right, permit me. Let me bring out a particular journal article that contains this information. All right, sorry. Okay, I think I have it here. All right, as you can see, yes, this particular journal article is my work. Okay, now all those information I'll talk about the other time, that are characteristics of references, which I also said that is particular or peculiar to any article, journal article online. Yes, I will be showing us here. So like I said, I talk about the name. So we have the surname here, Adioshun. Then we have the first name, Oluwaseun, middle name, Titi. Some often have last name too. So this first name and last name are the one that forms the initials. Okay, so we have the year of publication. Let's look at it here. The year of publication is 2023. And then we have the name of the article. The name of the article here, as you can see, accounting knowledge for whatever. Okay, we have it here. So we also have the journal source. That is where this particular article was published. And for this particular article, it is published with Small Enterprises Development, Management and Extension Journal. Okay, in short form, you can see the acronyms here. And then The publisher itself is Sage, as you can see here. So after that, we have, I said we have volume and EU. Okay, unfortunately for the particular article, why they were notifying me, their volume and EU is 00. Okay, so I think one of the reasons why it doesn't reflect in this particular published article here. All right, so then we have pages 2, the page number, which is 1 to 12A, as you can see. And then we have the dicta identifiers number, like we can see here. The DOI is here. So if you copy this particular strings of number online, it's going to bring out this exact particular journal article. So follow me as we put this information together in referencing. Okay, I am not going to reference this particular one, but I am going to show us how the references inside this particular journal article was made. All right, so let's go back to our references section. All right, okay, we have them here. These are references section. Like I said, it often comes last. I hope you can see conclusion recommendation for a part. This is peculiarity of a journal article writing style, not, you understand? It wasn't signpost here. This is the chapter 5 on the norms. You see, that chapter 5 is not there. Okay, all right, and after that we have the references here. All right, let's look at the first one. Yeah, this first one is a journal article. So let's look at it, the peculiarity, what I talked about the previous time, the characteristics, and how we put them together here. All right, so let's see. Let's go over it. Now we have the name here. The name here, the surname will be boldly written out. The surname here is Abayomi. Okay, so the surname here will be boldly written out, Abayomi. The initials, we have K, we have S. These are the initials. This represents the first name and the middle name. Okay, so we also have the second author here. We have Adegoke. And then, which is the surname, we have AJ. Then the number of year, you can see. The year here is 2016. Okay, so we have the title here. The title is The Imperative of Accounting and Financial Records in the Development of Small-Scale Enterprises in Nigeria. Then we have the journal source. This is where this particular article was published. The journal source is Research Journal of Finance and Accounting. Then we can see the volume here is 7, the EU is 14. Then we have the page 43 to 52. Okay, and then we have the DOI. Actually, this is not DOI. This is just the web source. This particular article doesn't have a DOI. Not all articles at times often have DOI, okay? But it's good for articles to have DOI. So that's one thing we need to take note of if you're publishing your work. Okay, but for me, I just put the web source here. Okay, so if I go to this web source, I can search for this particular article. All right, so as we put these things together, there are things I need to call our attention to that are quite peculiar to every referencing style. Yes, we are using, in this video, we are talking about upper 7th edition. But every referencing style, there are different kind of referencing styles, if not hundreds of them, but there are quite a different number of referencing styles out there used by different institutions, that is universities, used by different countries, and also used by different journal sources too. Yes, all journal sources doesn't use the same referencing style. But luckily for me, this particular journal source used upper 7th. And this upper 7th is what I use to prepare this particular article. Okay, so not all, but actually all the referencing styles follows the EU of what we need to take note of, the EU of comma, the EU of full stop, the EU of and, how to join things together, the peculiarities with some differences, actually some slight differences. Now, let's see for upper referencing style generally now. Upper referencing style, after your surname, there should be comma. And that's all we see here, Abayomi, comma, then followed by your initials, K, then dots, S. For some other referencing styles, the initials comes before the surname, okay? But for upper generally, either you're using upper 7, you're using upper 6, Yes, it follows this. Okay. All right. We have Abayomi, the surname, comma, then the initials, K, full stop, then S, full stop, and comma. And then we have our and here. What we are using here is ampersand. If you can recall, ampersand, the use of ampersand in our citation in our previous video. All right. Okay, so let's continue. Then we have Adegoke here. Adegoke is the second author, comma, and then we have the initials A, full stop, and then J, full stop, before we have a here. All right, there's something I was call our attention to, and I hope we ask that question in our mind, and that is the fact that after our S here we have full stop and comma, and after our J here we just have full stop, and then we follow suit directly to writing the year. So why is it like that? Okay, the reason why it's like that is because you see, this S, after this S, we still have an additional author to introduce, and that's the reason why we put the word comma, and then we introduce the word and, ampersand, and then the next one, Adegoke, the last author, Adegoke, the surname AJ. Now, these AJs carry full stop simply because there are no more authors to introduce. As we still have another author to introduce, we still have comma and then and this particular one will not be here again. I will still show you in why we still go through other citation, other references in this video. All right, so after that we have the I said surname rather. Sorry, we have the title. So after we write the title, we are done writing the title. We have to put full stop. Then we have to write the journal source. Yes, the journal source, Research Journal of Finance and Accounting, comma. Then the volume. Now there's something I want you to note here. You see, for this research, for this journal source and the volume, the indentation is different here. And that indentation is that we italize it. So anytime you're writing your work, make sure always put that at the back of your mind. The research, the journal source and the volume is always indented. It's always italicized. So you have to italize them here. And then followed by our EU. The EU number is always in brackets. Note, it is only the volume that will be italicized with the journal source. The comma, the brackets will not be italicized. The EU will not be italicized. After that, we have our page number here and then the DOI. Okay, now another thing I want to call our attention to here is this is where the second line of this particular journal article starts. You see, the first line starts normally, but the second line does not start where the first line starts. It starts it starts under the first alphabet. All right, so this is also one of the differences with all journal, let me say all citation style. Okay, for some other citation style, we have the second line starting from where the first line starts from. Okay, with all other differences like that. But for upper, generally upper, no matter the kind of upper style you're using, the second line can never start from where the first line starts from. Now, there are always differences. Okay, we are using upper seventh. Therefore, upper seventh says that the second line must start under the fourth alphabet. That's the reason why we have our of starting with O under YA. Abayomi, A-B-A-Y. Okay, for upper sixth, it will start under the fifth alphabet, which is O, A. All right, but that's not what we are using. That's not what we are focusing on. Our focus is on upper seventh. That's the reason why we have it here. Now, you might want to ask the question, how do I achieve this? You see, in your system, either you're using desktop, either you're using laptop, whatever you're using. If you open your Word, there is what we call ruler, okay? So you have to use that ruler to adjust here. You use the ruler to drag the lines and position them. All right, it's not so difficult. I hope that I will still be able to make a record of how to achieve this and show you, okay? But however, if I am unable to do that, just know that in order for you to achieve this position and the placement, you are going to make use of your ruler in your work. Okay, so that is that about referencing. All right, for journal article, not just referencing, for journal article. All right, so there is another thing I still want to call our attention to. As we can see here, we have a single author. So I just want to make a comparison with this E of S with full stop and comma here and J full stop here. You can see here, for this particular article, we have just one author, and we have the surname Abubakar, comma, then we have the initials M full stop N full stop. Now this is also ending with full stop because there are no other author to introduce. Assuming we still have another author to introduce, you still have comma and then use the ampersand. You understand? Ampersand, Adegoke, and whatsoever author that we are bringing. But because it's just one author here, it has to stop here. All right, let me show you another example where we have three authors writing a particular journal together. All right, okay, let's see this one. Let's see this one. Adeosun, Bello, and Aruleba. You see? Oh, luckily this one have DOI. All right, okay, so I hope we can see. Let me zoom out so that we can see it once. Okay, I hope we can see this here. We have Adeosun, which is the surname, initials OT, then full stop, comma. How we can see here, we are not introducing and because we have more than two authors. If it is four authors that we are having, to be full stop, comma, then the next author. How we can see the next author here, Bello, comma, AO, then full stop and comma. Because there are just three, we have to introduce the and here, then Aruleba, comma, CJ. Now, assuming we have like 4, 5 authors, you understand, it's going to be Adeosun, comma, OT, full stop, comma, Bello, comma, AO, full stop, comma, Aruleba, comma, TJ, full stop, comma, Ejabu, comma, FE, full stop, comma, Bogbo, comma, RJ, comma, you understand? T, we want to introduce the last author. That's when we are going to use this and ampersand, and then we are going to write the surname, the initials, and the full stop followed by the year. And we can see the name of the article. Let me zoom out. The name of the article, and the name of the article, the journal, yes, the journal source. How we can see the volume, the EU, the page number, the page number, and then the DOI. Okay, so that will be all for now on how to reference journal article, just journal article. In our next video, we shall be talking about how to reference article we got from our book source. Yes, then after that, we move to online article. All right, I hope this video was educative enough. All right, see you in the next video. Bye.